Hey everyone, Mango7Roll here. How we doing today? Welcome to another episode of Epic 7, and today we're gonna go over a bunch of my units that I built. And I really feel like my units and gear are starting to rise right now, you know? Like, I feel like I actually have good units, and it feels really good. The last 2 months I've got more gear than I've gotten the last like year and a half combined. Like, no jokes, my luck has just been insane lately, and it's really allowed me to build some good, or what I think is good, units. So we are against a pretty tough guild right now. They're actually doing really well on offense and really well on defense, and I'm really happy with how my defense is going. We re-geared all of these, and we'll show you all the stats in a second. That's kind of what I wanted to do. It's going pretty well here. We got 2 full losses there, 1 full loss here, and then everything else were just meme defenses. This is my meme defense. So two full losses out of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So that's not bad at all. We also got 2 full wins and a bunch of draws. So really happy with that performance, especially in a tower. It's a lot harder to get defense wins in a tower like that because people scout you. So anyways, let's go over my gear, and don't be discouraged here. Do note that I couldn't reach any of these stats as of like 2 months ago. Everything has just completely came together, and I also have a ton of units I don't have built yet that I have a free equipment removal in my thing that I'm going to be doing soon. So if you want to see anybody that isn't geared right now in a video, in a guild war, something like that, let me know and I'll build them. So to start things off with, this is my RB. A lot of people didn't like my counter RB, which is kind of too bad. Like, I got made fun of a lot for my counter RB and how it only had 80% crit and it was too slow, but it worked insanely well. I really think people underestimate really high damage counter RBs. So this is what I'm currently doing right now. I'm not sure how fast I want him, but I wanted him to follow Cerise, and right now a lot of people are bringing Bassars against Cerise. So my idea was try to bait in a Bassar with my Cerise and then just destroy them was the plan. And if we proc Alexis, we're gonna destroy them. So this is that here. I could lower his speed to like 230 or something like that, but I don't really want to. I like him this fast. Next up, we have the Ryla. One of the ones I'm not really happy with. Not really enough crit damage for me. Not enough, just not enough everything. My lifesteal gear isn't my favorite, but then again, I look at my lifesteal gear and I'm pretty happy with the stats on it right now. Maybe this one isn't doing too great, but I guess 18 speed, you got to get that somewhere. Yeah, so I just don't know how I would get better stats than these on lifesteal. I will go over the gears as well. Just pause them if you want to see anything. I actually got pretty lucky with my speed gears. Like, for example, this piece here is really high speed, and it has the other 2 perfect stats. So I've been really lucky lately with pieces like that, and I have a bunch more like that. I'm not using SSB right now. My Landy you've seen before as well. I mean, I might as well show you my SSB gear right now since she's only for Wyvern. I need to fix it. My Landy as well, loving her to death. I don't want to switch her off this build because she is just so insane for PvE. And she's so insane if you could Oxlots her up as well. I just love it. And having Xaxes on 350 crit damage makes me kind of happy. Sigrid, again, I'm just going to show you just because why not? She's just kind of filler PvE right now. I'm not going to show you Corinne. It's just a gong show over there. Alencia is another one. We've got the 30 Draco plate. We've got the weapon, health, attack, crit chance, speed. We've got the Helm here, a little bit of everything. Got the chest just to get her damage up a little bit and a little bit of speed. We've got the neck just to get her defense. I noticed her defense is pretty low, so I wanted to get that up there as well. This piece isn't exactly great, but I didn't really have any other options, and I needed her a certain speed for my defense. Pretty happy with this one as well. Pretty decent stats for a bruiser like this. And same sort of idea here. And I could have lowered her damage a bit and gave her a lot more tankiness, but that's not really what I was looking for. We've got the Silverblade Aramenta, and this one I'm not sold on yet. After using her quite a bit so far, I really want her tankier. Like, I don't really care as much about her damage. Her damage doesn't seem to matter much because she just locks everybody down, right? So I really want to get her effectiveness up, and I want to get her her defenses up. I want her to be able to survive like a Gat Arby or a Remnant Violet skill 3, because her skill 3 is, she's light, she's going to take all those Ryla skill 3s, right? So I want to fix this for sure. I really like this. I love what she's doing right now. I'm using her on offense and a bunch of other things, but I think for like longer term and more wide variety of usages, I'd rather have her on other pieces. And this is a really good example of where my gear is at. Actually, this wasn't a good one. We'll do Cerise is a good one. Yeah, we'll do Cerise is a good one for where my gear is at. Vivian's just PvE shenanigans. Cerise here, she's on a Miscon Fee. I don't know if I would use Guiding Light over Miscon Fee, just because I like the defense chance. We've got this one here. We've got another one. And this is what I was saying about how lucky I've been with my speed gear, because my speed gear has always been coming with effectiveness, crit damage, and crit chance. It's insane how lucky I've been. And all of these pieces, like basically any piece you see outside of this weapon that has high speed has been made in the last 2 months. I don't know who blessed my account, but I'm not arguing. And you can see here another piece I made in the last couple months. Speed, effectiveness, crit damage. So really, really good for super high DPS people. And it also has the effectiveness for the ones that need it. This is actually one of my older pieces too. Crit damage, speed, HP attack. Another one as well. We just made this one too. And just to give you an idea here of the amount of speed I've got recently. If you go back, I would say 3 months ago, you'll hear me complaining that my speed ring, my high speed ring was like 13. And that was it. And it was trash. And now if we look at my highest speed rings, I've got 18, I've got 17, and like with good stats too. 16, 16, 16, 16, 15, 13, 13, 13. These are like all new. It's insane. Like this was my fastest before, basically. I don't know what happened. So the biggest improvement I can make going forward are my helms, because I've got this helm at 18, then my next one at 14 with not great stats, and then my next one at 13 with not great stats. So my helms are what I'm going to be aiming at right now, because they are holding me back. Like they are massively, massively holding me back right now. So that's something I'm for sure going to be doing. And then the boots there as well, pretty solid also. Luna is just kind of having fun in PvE. Holiday Euphine, I just use her every now and then. She's just kind of on filler gear right now. Again, this is another recent piece here, 17 speed. It's insane. I don't know what's happening, but I'm not arguing. We have our ML Ken right now just to deal with T-Surins. I'm not sure if I like this, but he's on like an ER set here with just a bit of defense, a bit of ER, enough damage to do what we need to do. Kind of just like a meme, not a meme build, but a very specific build. We then have our Ravi on counter. Not sure if I like this. I haven't tried her out yet, but we will see. Pretty good, 24 crit chance on that. That's awesome. Our Lilius is another one we redid. I haven't redone my Lilius for like 6 months, I would say. And before, she was basically 40 less speed, less everything else. So that's awesome. And we're still using 275 pieces on this, which can be super improved. So we've got our 19 speed weapon here. This is my fastest weapon as of like 3 months ago. This and the other weapon were my 2 fastest pieces before. We then have a helm, and we have to use this helm just because we have such poor helms, right? The chest here, health, effectiveness, speed, crit damage. Like as you can see, my speed ones have just been great. 14 speed on this with health. This one here is 18 speed with a bunch of defensive stats. And then another one here with a ton of health. And I wanted to make sure her health was high enough because she's using a Bastion, which really helps out. We then have our Dizzy here. Not sure what to think about this one. Decently tanky 200 speed on Ayala and counter. Like a lot of pieces could definitely be better. As you can see, again, my Helm are kind of lacking here for every set, not just speed and not just stats, not just speed stats, but for every stat altogether. Like I would way rather have like effectiveness here or defense here or literally anything but crit chance and attack. But it is what it is, and we've got some effectiveness there. This one isn't the greatest because she doesn't really, I mean, 62 effectiveness is nothing to scoff at there. And then we have our CC, and CC is, what do you know, another example of characters are really held back from me because of the Helms. So we're sitting here with a pretty decent weapon to get our HP up there. This god-awful Helm for her, but I don't have anything else. I probably should reforge this, but I'm just so stubborn. Then we've got like a 75 chest piece, a 75 ring, and the only reason we're using this ring is to kind of go with this. My chests are also kind of lacking as well. Then we have this one as well here, a little bit of effectiveness. Don't really like need the stats. Like she's definitely one of my worst geared units right now, but I couldn't, after I made those previous ones, I couldn't really make her better, you know? Rowanna's just on kind of a meme build. Doris is kind of the same. Gunther, I don't know why I 6-starred him. We have our Turner Guard for PvE. He's been working really well. Goes up to like 85% crit rate. Hiccups 100% versus other things. 82 effectiveness, some crit damage. I like this build a lot. My A-Lots is only 257. I don't plan to speed contest with my A-Lots just because my speed gear is kind of spread in those units we already showed. So right now my 257 A-Lots is just going to be used to boost up against people I know I'm going to outspeed, like without fail. So that's definitely helpful there. We have our Purgus, who's missing just one piece here. I'm undecided on that. And the rest are all ungeared. We have Luluka, who kind of took a big hit. This is one of the reasons why I might make Arbiter Vildred just a little bit slower, because Arbiter Vildred took a lot of her speed gear. And I think she needs the speed gear more, but I think RB will help me more in Guild Wars, which is kind of where I wanted the help a little bit more. So I definitely need to go at this a little bit differently and figure out how to handle this, because you can see the pieces I have left are not my speed pieces on her, and she was like 240 before, or 232 or something like that. So I took away the 3 pieces with, well, and the boots. The 2 pieces with tons of speed. Like I lost 15 speed here and like 18 here or something like that. And I was left with where I was getting all my damage. So I can't really get her fast enough right now. So I'm kind of just sitting here and mulling it over how to build her. And I'll kind of revisit that after a couple days of this. Same thing with my Lots is used for PvE, by the way. If you don't use Lots for the expedition, you really should. Even just 5-star, he's insane. You don't need a Molagora either. Same thing with Fairy Tale Tenebria. I'm unsure of how I want to build her, and she competes with so many of my important units right now that I'm just kind of mulling it over, and I'll decide as we go. And then everybody else here is ungeared. So if you have any people here that you want to see geared and use in a specific way, let me know. Aramenta, I will be gearing up pretty soon as well, just because I love using her. She's just temporarily, I ran out of the time, okay? I have a ton not geared right now. A lot of people want to see me use Mort as well, but I need to know how. I couldn't find a set I wanted. And when I'm asking how, don't just say like speed immunity. Say like, try to get your Mort to 240 speed while also having this. That helps me more to try to hit those targets, right? We have so much not geared right now. It's insane. It is absolutely insane how much we have not geared. Make Chloe not geared is like the saddest thing in the world as well. I had Basar geared for all of one day. Every time I use him, he's insane, but then I always put it on somebody more fun. We do have the +3 Tempest Surin. Like, at what point is Tempest Surin worth building in terms of Molagora? Like, how many Molagora do we need to put into her to make her good? We had Flan built for one day as well. Look at all these. How many 6 stars do I have? There are a ton. Sinful Angelica is one I really feel like I should be building too. And then Fighter Maya, that's that. So yeah, I hope this was kind of enlightening here, and I'm pretty excited. And you can see, like, after those units are geared, let's take a look at our speed stats after this, like what's left over and unequipped. So like our highest speed weapon after that is 11. And then our highest helm after those is 12. And our highest chest is 12. Like, this is ungeared right now. I should probably fix that. 12, then 10, then 9, then 9, then 9. My highest neck is 17. I have ungeared right now. Also, Shotgun Shogun did a video about crit chance main stats recently, about how they're good. I do really agree with him on that as a side note, but it's so hard to maximize because you need to basically not get crit on any other piece of gear to kind of have it work, right? Because with this 60% in your base crit, you're basically already there. So that's something to consider if you're following his advice as we go. So 17, 14, 13. Like, for example, I tried to get this working on a ton of different people because not only is it really high speed, but it also has crit damage. But I couldn't because all of my lifesteal pieces had crit rate on it. And then my rings, 16, 16, 16, 13, 13, 13. So that's what's left over for my speed after this. So anyways, thank you so much for watching. Feel free to like, comment, subscribe as always, and I'll talk to y'all later. Bye, everybody.